All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Today is going to be a follow-up video on a video I posted about 4 months ago about my experience with 5-MeO DMT, the strongest form of DMT on planet Earth. I had gotten some feedback from that video about other people like, hey, man, I tried that too, and I had a similar experience, or asking me questions. So I thought it'd be a good opportunity to come back on here and talk about what I've digested upon, what I've learned, what happened the day after, the night after I did 5-MeO DMT. I want to preface, I am not like a druggo. That's not what this channel is about. I utilize plant medicine as a way to expand my mind and feed my curiosity. I'm a very curious person. I think a lot of people that lean towards psychedelics like ayahuasca, psilocybin, DMT tend to just be curious people and want to see what is in there or out there, maybe you could say. And that's what leads to me in my experience. I also like to utilize these plant medicines as teachers. I don't neglect the trauma that I've had in my life, and I work on that trauma. I think more men should be doing this, and I utilize plant medicines like ayahuasca in particular is a really, really good one, and psilocybin has been for me to work through these past traumas, to understand them, and to have comfort with them that happened, and also to discover traumas, which is a crazy experience. I was going through an ayahuasca experience, and after the ayahuasca experience, talking to the woman Sabina here in Colombia, I was able to remember something that happened to me when I was a boy that was maybe not fully responsible, that led to me acting a certain way in relationships because something I remembered my father told me at a really young age, which is crazy. And then from there, I was able to work through that and still work through that on these days. So there's value. So 4 months ago, I had a friend, best friend of mine, Cody. He came here to Colombia to do ayahuasca, and I hooked him up with my friend Renato and Sabina. They own the ayahuasca house here in Colombia. Really amazing place. If you're ever in Colombia or want to try ayahuasca, comment below, and I'll connect with you and send you their information. Really amazing house. So I told him about my experience, and he's like, I'm about to get married. I'm about to have a kid. I think it's time for me to do ayahuasca. So he came here, and Renato and Sabina was like, hey, Ethan, why don't you come for a ceremony? Because you gave us like 3 referrals by now. It's like, okay. So I did one ayahuasca ceremony. I just drank 1 cup. 3 months or 2 months before this, I did the whole 4 nights. So I didn't really want to go too deep. So I just drank 1 cup and was there as a support system for one of my best friends and this other guy, Josh, who I'd met on a hike. So I was there for them and just to enjoy it. It's good energy. And then the next day, I woke up, and then that was the day I was doing 5-MeO DMT. I was terrified. I was terrified. So 2 months before I did it, I did my first ayahuasca experience at this place. And one of the nights, a woman that was there, that was working there, had smoked the DMT, and she started bawling her eyes out, was clawing the earth, crying, so emotional. And I'm sitting here like, I wanted to do that. Don't think I want to do it anymore, right? Like any sane person would think. So I kind of had that experience. She ended up saying, she was a local indigenous woman. So her ancestors are completely different than mine. Her life path is completely different from mine. And what she said is she felt Mother Earth speaking to her, and Mother Earth was sad and was showing all that humans are doing wrong to the earth right now. And Mother Earth was showing it to that beautiful indigenous woman. And that's why she was bawling her eyes out, because she felt the pain of Mother Earth. And that's heavy. That's intense. So after speaking with her, I was a little bit nervous to go into mine. And when I sat in my experience about 2 months later, it was completely different. So I'm over here, I'm terrified. I'm with Renato, and I'm like shaking because I'm nervous. So he gets me to like smoke the pipe, and you gotta, and then breathe in slow. So I'm like, all nervous, and all of a sudden I just fall back. I fall back, and then it was so like uncomfortable. it was so uncomfortable because I was still trying to hold on to Ethan, to the known, and I was so scared to step into the unknown that it was taking me, but it was happening. And all I remember was the mantra that I was telling myself: "Let go, Ethan. It's okay. Let go, Ethan. It's okay. Let go, Ethan. It's okay." So I'm going through this mantra, and then I finally let go, and I start crying in laughter, crying in laughter for it felt like I don't know, like a fucking eternity. Excuse my language. It felt like an eternity. And also, I felt like I was laughing in a whole nother dimension, which was crazy. I was like I wouldn't say I was conscious, but I was like had a little bit of an awareness in there. Like I'm laughing so hard, but nobody on earth knows it. This is just me here in this white space, and I'm here, and I'm laughing because that's it. Like all you have to do is let go, and you could have everything. Everything. I felt like in that moment when I was laughing, I understood the whole universe, and I had everything. And that was the start of my not knowing shit, which is and more of what I've kind of understood about this experience. So I'm laughing, I'm crying in laughter because I thought I had it. And then after the laughter, I'm like, okay, that was great. Let me come back to life. Let me come back to earth. And this is when I first met Māyā. Māyā, if you are familiar, is the illusion of self. So my DMT experience was really about Māyā, and I've realized um, I've dealt with Māyā a lot in my life, and the illusion of self, of ego, of material things, of physical appearance has been a big part of my life. And it was very interesting when I first met Māyā in there because I'm laughing and I'm like, okay, wow, that's it, okay. And it felt like a really long time. And then, whoopah, I got sent to a whole nother dimension, and I thought I was done. And that's when it like the DMT almost laughed at me and said, "No, you are not done." So at this point, I was kind of like struggling through it, like, "Oh wow, okay, that was that felt really long when I was laughing, and it was like in one dimension, and now I'm in another dimension, and I don't know where I am, what time it is, what is time." And when I'm here, I had to learn how to let go again. It was like the beginning. I felt like I struggled for 6 months in there, learning how to let go in that second dimension. Once I finally like, okay, Ethan, you just have to let go. This is existence now. This is where you are. And then when I let go, well, bam, I got thrown somewhere else, and I thought maybe I was done. And that was another introduction to Māyā as I see it now. And this could also, these thoughts could change. I think about this experience a lot. These thoughts could change as time goes on. I don't know. This is just what I've kind of been coming to conclusion of now. And conclusion is the wrong word because it's an expanding and it's a growing concept that's in my mind. So I'm in this third dimension now, and this one is just like I start having these philosophical thoughts and conversations in my head. I start seeing faces like a man by the name of Alan Watts. I think I saw a philosopher in there, Marcus Aurelius, and I started to visually see the yin and the yang symbol. So I started to really think about the concept of the duality of life, and it threw me on this crazy philosophical thought realm. And I felt like I was going through that, and I like literally witnessed the rise and fall of civilizations within that third dimension. It was really strange. And then after that third dimension, I literally had to like let go of that. I had to let go of that again and like understand, okay, it's just where I am. And then I let go, and then I got thrown into another fourth kind of almost coming back to life dimension where I started to hear this flute, and then I could open my eyes and I saw that no one was with me, and there was a guy named Renato that was with me, and it was extremely sad. I felt so alone. It was so sad because I didn't know really what was happening. Even as I talk about this now, I think there could have been another dimension after the philosophical things, but it was all kind of like overwhelming at that point, and just letting go and kind of like wanting to come back to life, to be honest with you. It wasn't the most comfortable thing ever. I know a lot of people have like good experience with DMT. Mine was painful. After the first laughing, it was painful. So I'm coming back to life, and then I start to like see the tent, and I'm trying to make out what it is. And there's a number 5, which I later found out. And that number 5 was depicted as the yin and the yang symbol. So um, from the previous dimension I was in, the yin and the yang came back, and it just started glowing strongly. And then I heard all of the insects around me. I could hear them walking on the ground. I could hear them walking in the tent. It was really fascinating. And then Renato, I found out later, was walking around the tent playing the flute. And I thought the flute was in my mind, and it was beautiful. I at this point was starting to come back to conscious, so I tried to crawl to like see if I was awake or if I was still in there. And I was crawling. I had no idea if I was back or if I was in my mind in another dimension. I didn't know if I was crawling on Earth or where I was crawling. And no one was there. I was so like, I was so dysfunctioned that although I heard the flute, I couldn't see Renato. So I thought that, wow, I'm in a tent, but what tent? Whose tent? Where am I? So I'm crawling around like, and then in that, I just had to accept, like, okay, I my body's not working so well. I need to just go lay back down and accept, like, if I'm still in there or not. But I can't like run away from this. I can't force this. I can't try and come back. So let me just go lay down. And then I laid down, and it was extremely emotional. I was sad because no one was in there with me. I was sad because I didn't know if I was ever going to come back to life, if I was ever going to come back to Earth. And I had to accept that. In that moment, I had to accept that. Even though I was starting to come back, I had to accept that. I don't know if I'd ever come back. And when I got up from that, I actually like, it felt like an hour and a half of sitting there in that and wallowing in that. I finally, like, things started to come back. I could hear things. I could hear people talking in the distance. So I like crawled outside the tent, and I saw Renato, and Renato kind of like, I think he did this on purpose, but he kind of like wanted to avoid eye contact and say like, it's okay. Like, slowly, slowly is what he said. Slowly, slowly, calm down, sit down, don't rush it. And that was beautiful because I felt like, okay, I'm back. But then a strange part of me was like, yeah, but is this the DMT playing tricks on me? Am I still in there? And it took me, the strangest part about this, and this is why I can still understand, I can understand when people have had these like bad trips where they felt like they've never come back, because a part of me almost like, I understand that I'm living a life right now. I understand I am a human being. I am not in my DMT trip anymore. I'm here in Medellin, Colombia. I'm touching physical humans. I'm here making content. But there's a little part of me that thinks I could wake up in the tent. Like, there's a small part of me, and it was really strong those few days after. I thought, like, when I first recorded this video, the other one that you can scroll down and see on my YouTube channel, I thought there was a possibility that I'd wake up in the tent, and that was terrifying. That was terrifying, and I had to accept and still have the dance with Māyā, the illusion of self. Now, the beautiful thing about this that I've learned is, well, if my life is a DMT trip, why don't I just do everything I've ever wanted to do? Why don't I just not have any shame or care about what people think about me? Why don't I just live unapologetically myself? Because if it's just a DMT trip, what is the point? And when you really break down your existence in life and your this movie, this play that we're a part of and that we're living, we tend to overstress the the process of living, but we are living beings, not living doings. And this process has really helped me live that fact. If I see a beautiful girl that I'm approaching, instead of playing the what if and this and that, it's just like, my life's just a DMT trip. I'm just going to go say hi to her and see what happens, because I'm just viewing this. I'm just here, a part of this beautiful play that which is my life, and I am just an experiencer. And although this sounds a little bit crazy, well, it's really been helping me be more present in my life. this knowledge and these experience through this DMT trip, it's helping me not take life too serious, which I think is valuable. It's helping me treat life as a dance. And in a dance, you're just simply enjoying the dance. You're not trying to get to the end of the dance. And when Beethoven writes a symphony, he's not writing the shortest symphony to get the fastest symphony to get it over and done with. No, it's a long, beautiful symphony with ups and downs, and that's like life. And to truly be present throughout all of that is really beautiful. So that's one of the big takeaways that I've been utilizing in my life from this is, hey, I could just wake up in the tent. So why not live my life to the fullest? The last thing I'll share is it was very unique. I wanted to touch on this earlier. It would have been nice to close on that because that was that was good. But um, at the end of at the night after my DMT trip, I got some serious sleep. I have this Garmin that tracks my REM and deep sleep, and I got like record hours. So it's very interesting. And when we think about DMT, that our body produces it naturally, and that I put DMT from a frog inside of me, and I was so tired after that. I got like 3 hours of REM and like 3.5, 4 hours of deep sleep, which is really, really crazy. And it was long. It was long. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you made it this far, please like and subscribe to the channel. It does me a whole lot. I want to continue to make these videos and share my experience with you guys. I'm going to keep doing it, but your support helps me be motivated to do these. So if you want to see more of these type of videos, like, subscribe, and leave a comment if you are curious, if you want some more information on the DMT trip or share your experience. I really love to connect with like minds. All right, guys, bye.